Hello, 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 hello. How is everyone? I hope you guys are having a great Friday. I'm happy everybody is here. Awen. Oh my goodness. Hello to everyone. I'm glad you guys made it for Friday night. We're going to talk about what went on this week. It was kind of busy. A lot of stuff has gone down. But in the last hour, Inside Edition posted footage of Chad Daybell getting on an airplane in Hawaii. So there's that. So far, I haven't found any indication of where he's heading. We'll see if he's heading back to Idaho. I don't know that he has anywhere else to go, but we'll see. Who knows with that guy, right? Oh my goodness. How is everyone today? Everybody have a good Friday? Okay. So we have a video we can watch about Chad Daybell leaving the airport. So let me get that pulled up. And then we will see what they had to say about that. And people had their cell phones in his face. It was pretty awesome. Okay. Hello, Amber. All right, let me get this set up. Oh, hold up. All right, let's see. Uh-oh, somebody's coming down the stairs. Yeah, I'm live. Oh. Yeah, what do you need?
Are you hungry?
Oh my goodness. Never fails.
What?
Nothing. Every time I go live, you have to come down here.
Well, because I
just... Okay, let's play. Oh, cheese and rice. All right, let's play this real quick.
Bell thought he could slip away from Hawaii unnoticed. He was mistaken.
Where's the kids, Chad?
Check out the citizen sleuths recording his every move. Regular folks with cell phones get right in his face.
You leaving Hawaii finally?
Last night, Daybell, whose wife Lori remains in jail awaiting imminent extradition to Idaho, was spotted at the airport in Hawaii, apparently on his way home. Lori Daybell is charged with 2 counts of child desertion. Her 2 kids have not been seen since September. Before her arrest, the Daybells were dogged by citizen sleuths who followed them wherever they went. So Chad Daybell, who writes books about doomsday, should get used to the attention even when he's back home.
Where's the kids, bro?
Both Lori and Chad Daybell have denied any wrongdoing.
Yeah. So that was posted at 7 o'clock. So just an hour ago. So excuse me. No idea where old dude is heading. So we'll have to see how that shakes out. And there's still no update as to when Lori is going to be picked up from Idaho authorities and extradited back. So nothing about that came out today. So I know they originally planned on being there when her original hearing was set for March 2nd, which was Monday. So I imagine next week she will be joining. She'll hop on a jet plane and head back to Idaho, and then we'll have to see what happens from there. Whew, so what do you guys think about everything that went down? You're hungry? Yeah. My son is 15, and it never fails. When I'm doing something down here, I could be upstairs all day with him. He has nothing to say. As soon as I hit a button down here, he's like, Ma, 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 Ma. So I'm hungry too. So I'm like, get whatever you want. I really don't care. I agree, Dee, but I think when he gets back to Idaho, the only difference is he'll actually have like friends there and supporters. I mean, he has 2 of his kids and their families live in the house that he shared with Tammy now. So I don't know where the hell he thinks he's going to live. So this should be interesting. Angel, yes, Lori's going to look even worse as time goes on. And as horrible as it sounds, everybody is waiting for that. Like, she deserves everything that's coming her way. Awesome, VB girl. I'm glad you're here. I don't know. So Melani went back to court yesterday with Brandon, but Brandon wasn't in court. He didn't have to be there. Melani showed up with Lori's sister, and she also showed up with Zulema, who is Alex's widow. I guess you could put it that way. But I had posted a video earlier this week about the things that Brandon said about Melani and reasons why he believes that she should have no visitation or custody rights. Well, Melani fired back, so we'll look at that in just a second. And she was saying that he's a liar, he's making this up, and actually he's the bad guy here, which is kind of ridiculous. Yes, Melani is remarried to a man named Ian Pulowski. They got married on November 30th in Las Vegas. So he was with her in court today. They walked into the courthouse hand in hand. So here, I'll pull up a video of that. Hold on 1 second. No, Ian was there, but let's see. Ian her new husband went to court with her today, but Brandon, her ex-husband, didn't have to be there. Let's see. Pause. No. Give me 1 second and I will get that video. Let's see. Twitter. Okay. Let's see how this looks over here. I don't know what was full screen, but we're about to find out.
Do you have any information or detail on where they are?
We're going to give a full presentation once the judge gets done.
When is the last time you spoke to Lori Vallow?
It's not. Hold on. We're going to just watch it this way.
Do you have any information or detail on where they
We're
are?
going to give a full presentation once the judge gets done.
When is the last time you spoke to Lori Vallow? Do you have any information or detail on where they
We're
are?
going to give a full presentation.
So she went walking into court hand in hand. Here's another one. I just think it's ridiculous. I think it's nuts. They're all nuts, in my opinion. Okay, I'm gonna get back to you guys real quick. Stop sharing. Yeah, so she went into court and basically laid out all the reasons why she thinks Brandon is lying. So we can look at that. We'll read what she is delusional angel. I absolutely agree. She's off her rocker just like her aunt. Yes, Zulema's son is the one who apparently found Alex and called 911. But in that 911 call, if you haven't heard it, it is on my channel, but in that 911 call, he stated that Alex was the boyfriend, not the husband. So I don't know how much he knows about anything that's going on. Yeah, at least Brandon, the fact that Brandon survived and wasn't injured on October 2nd of 2019 is an absolute miracle. So that in itself is wow. So let me pull up what Melani had to say about Brandon. Let's see, where is it? Let's see. I'll make it a little bit bigger for you guys. Let's see. And then we'll go over it. Let's see what that looks like real quick. That's better. Okay. Hi, Paula. Yeah, Ian should definitely watch his back, but Ian is part of whatever the hell this group is. So Ian, I guess Ian's saved by whatever spiritual wall these people put up. Who the hell knows? Do you need me? No. Okay. He's back.
Stop saying mean things.
I'm not saying mean things.
Yeah, you are.
Oh my God. No, this guy. It would be beautiful if they would tell soon where the children are, but I just don't. Who the hell knows? I don't see them being cooperative anytime soon. But like I've been saying, the fact that Lori is now separated from Chad, that's going to be interesting because they won't be together 24/7. He did visit her in jail on Tuesday, but he hasn't been there since. And now there's the video we just watched of him getting on an airplane in Hawaii. So them not being together, I think we might see a change in Lori, although I'm not holding my breath on that. But it is a possibility. Yeah, Lori stands trying to a whole time and says this is a custody battle. Well, there was no custody battle until January 31st when Kay and Larry did file for custody of JJ. So there was months that went by that there's custody battle that she's claiming did not even exist. She's just making stuff up basically and was telling their supporters this and everybody at church in Kauai. But then when all the details started coming out, then that story began to crumble for her. All right, so let's go over what Melani had to say this week. So, this is a press release from her lawyer's office. Uh-oh. Hold on. I went up too far. Yep. This is a press release from her lawyer's office. And we're going to see what it says here. Come on. Melanie Pulaski does not know the whereabouts of her aunt's children. Brandon Boudreaux lies to wrongfully influence the child custody case. Media irresponsibly reports one-sided and unsubstantiated accusations. Brandon Boudreaux hides his family's dark and sinister acts and past. So she's getting ready to say that Brandon is the crazy one and it's not her. So this was February 26th. So this was Wednesday. Mrs. Melanie Pulaski, represented by her law team, strenuously denies the innuendos and allegations that she knows the whereabouts of the missing Vallow kids and that she has been involved in any wrongdoing. Her lawyer stated Mrs. Pulaski has cooperated with law enforcement, including meeting for hours with the FBI on 3 separate days. As she told the FBI, Melanie does not know the whereabouts of the missing children of her aunt, Lori Vallow. Brandon Boudreaux has a history of victimizing women, which is probably an extension of his use of extreme and dark pornography. So she's trying to pull out all the stops here. Melanie confronted Brandon in June of last year with proof of his pornography addiction and homosexual affairs. Brandon retaliated with threats to attack her and to take the kids away. He has carried through with his threats by lying in his court documents. Sadly and irresponsibly, much of the media has quoted Brandon's biased, vindictive, and fake accusations as truth and fact when they are his resentful, vengeful, and dishonest efforts to get full custody of Melanie's children. Brandon deceptively took Melanie's children out of state and kept them unlawfully. Melanie was the stable parent in her children's lives while Brandon traveled for weeks and was rarely home. Everyone needs to know and remember, Brandon has unlawfully kept Melanie's children out of Arizona in violation of a court order. His family continues to unlawfully keep Melanie's children out of school and in a home with an abusive history. Unfortunately, law enforcement has failed to search for the truth and has given in to the manipulations of Brandon. So she is trying to say he is the crazy one. What she does not address is this. It just goes on. And let me finish this and we'll chat. Brandon has failed to tell investigators that his family has covered up child molestation, drug addiction, kidnapping, assaults, and even killings. And according to inside family information, Brandon's family is involved in organized crime. So now they're mobsters. Brandon has plenty to hide. A closer look would reveal many possible sources who could take a shot at him. Melani is not one of them. A closer look would reveal many possible sources. Oh, I just read that. What the hell? As shown in the storage video, Alex Cox was in Idaho on October 2nd, the day of the alleged shooting. There is simply no truthful evidence that Melani was involved in any way. In fact, it is more likely that Brandon was involved in one of his elaborate manipulations. Now, after this hearing, her lawyer did come out and say that Melani is the one who has verified that was Alex Cox in the video. Now, there's been no law enforcement or no authorities that's come out and told us that that in fact was him. Because if it is in fact him at the storage unit, I would like a timestamp of that and try to understand how all of that worked out. So we'll talk. Hold on. Melani has never been associated with a cult. Melani is a lifetime member of LDS and her beliefs are consistent with the church. Melani holds close to her belief in a loving God. She loves her children and respects life. What is most disturbing is almost everything reported by the media is based on the false accusations of an ex-husband and his statements in one-sided documents that he filed in a hotly contested child custody action. Where's the truth in that? Nowhere, he said. What is equally as disturbing is that Melani's children are being unlawfully deprived of a necessary relationship with their loving mother who has done nothing to justify Mr. Boudreaux's horrible behavior. Everyone is asking where are Lori Vallow's children. Why is no one asking the same question about Melani's children? So Melani is saying she's the victim and we need to be looking for her children. Now, she did post a tweet in November. Hold on. I'll show you that before we turn this off. Let's find it. Give me a second. She did post a tweet in she posted on Facebook, excuse me, that where is it? It's in here somewhere. That she was posting a $10,000. Where the hell is it? We'll just do it this way. How about that? She was posting a $10,000 reward for people looking for her children. Oh, she is just nuts. I can't even with her. So she pretends as though she is the struggling one here. As soon as I find it, we will read it. Oh my gosh. No, that's not the one. Give me 1 second, guys. If she had her kids, they'd be missing too, more than likely, because who the hell knows? Where the hell is it? And if you guys could see all the stuff I have for this case, what I need to do is sit down one day and organize this. I think this is it right here. Yes. Okay. Found it. Okay. Give me 1 second and we'll switch screens here. Share the screen. Right here. So, now I'll just read the first part of this post. I did read it, the whole thing, in the video I did about Melani a few days ago. The last half of it is Bible quotes, which is fine, but we just don't need to go over those here. So on November 2nd, so exactly a month after Brandon was shot at, she posted this on Facebook, and we have sent, excuse me, We have since learned that Brandon left, that he left Arizona about a week after he was shot at. So let's see what Melani had to say on November 2nd. Reward $10,000 for the location of my family. Please help. My ex-husband Brandon and 4 beautiful children have been missing. We had a court mediation agreement that was broken October 16th when he began hiding our children, and he has not taken them to school since October 15th. So they have now been unenrolled due to true and unexcused absences. I've talked to a few of his friends who share they have not seen him and can't get hold of him. Police will not help because it was in Maricopa County and only the courts will deal with this case. And I am told all I can do is file in court. Then she's claiming that the mediator is somehow corrupt. Something is fishy with our mediator who postponed giving me a copy of our agreement and waited a month later to file. I have now finally received our signed agreement, but the police cannot do anything to enforce it. I haven't seen my babies since Brandon took them to Utah for fall break on October 9th. I've exhausted all my resources, and now while failing my children could be in danger, I feel I should ask for help on here. So she goes on that Brandon and her were married for 11 years. Things were hard with him traveling more than he was home while we had small babies, but I felt like we were a happy little family who could work through anything. Last fall, many things started to come to light. Many people came forward, warning me to be aware that Brandon might not be the person I thought he was. Now, she's talking about fall of 2018, when Lori really ramped up her activity with this, podcast group. We'll just leave it at that. So I'm wondering if all these people that started coming to her were from this podcast group, because clearly once you start following Chad, like he passes out, his gifts like Pez. Everybody has angels. Everybody has, communication from the other side of the veil. So I'm just thinking that her influence was people from this podcast group, and she is just nuts. She's just nuts. I mean, I just can't with her. And yes, Missy Cat, he hopped on a plane. There was video footage posted. We watched it at the beginning of this live that he is now on a plane. Nobody really knows where he's going, but hopefully he is headed to Idaho. If not, this will be insane. Checking Twitter real quick to see if anything else has popped up about these crazies. I don't see anything good. Nothing new anyway. Let's see. Okay. Yes, I have watched Julie Rowe, and I believe that she is only speaking out for her own benefit. Because if you watch her first few statements will be about, like her very first video that was posted on the Eyes Open channel on YouTube in January was very much in support of Chad. And even the second one was. Well, now suddenly she's flipping her story. But when she talks about what's going on, every other sentence is a plug for her books and her material and what she's got going on in her world. So for me, her participation in anything is just a cash grab. And she continues to complain that when she does a 45-minute interview, that the news only shows, a minute of it. Well, I don't think that she deserves her own special on the damn news. She's out there. She is just crazy. And I'm not a fan. So I don't know. Her story flipped from her and Chad were great friends all this time. And then suddenly they weren't. And she's telling stories. She's telling stories about their financial stuff suddenly. Like she's really, I don't know. She's out there in my opinion. I can't with her. I just can't. I watch everything because I want to know what she's saying. But the whole time it's like, it's so ridiculous. And my husband laughs at her, honest to God. He's like, what the hell is wrong with this lady? I'm like, imagine that, lady. Imagine Julie Rowe times like 5,000. That's what I imagine Chad to be. So I could just imagine the thing that comes out of Chad's mouth. I could just imagine. It would be a nightmare. Oh yeah, Tanya. Yeah, we watched the video of him getting, him getting basically followed and harassed by everybody with a cell phone at the airport. It's at the beginning of this live. When you rewatch it, he's not gonna be able to go anywhere. And I hope that his flight is going to Idaho. Okay. All right, let me read chat because I'm way behind. I don't know. Yeah, Tanya will definitely check it out for sure. Yeah, VB girl. I mean, it's hard not to laugh at her. And then I don't know. She's a very unique person. I'll just leave it at that because I don't really know what to say about her. Just really don't know what to say. So what did you guys think about Lori's bond reduction hearing and what went on there? KA, that's a damn good question because I wonder what Melani's involvement could have been in that too. Absolutely. From everything we know, at the time that at the time of this live, Melani would have been in Idaho with her new husband, but that doesn't mean anything because Alex was back in Arizona. Yeah, Melanie's mom was actually very sick and she passed away when Melanie was 10. So Melanie's been through a lot. I'll give her that part. I know the only thing that's been rumored about that and everything I've seen, I've not seen it confirmed by any sort of authorities. It's just, in my opinion, just a rumor right now that the day that Melanie's mom, Stacy, passed away, Alex was out using her credit card. So by everything we know about Alex, he has always kind of, like his entire life, he's been different. We'll just call it that. And he's done some pretty not nice things. Her name was Stacy. Here, I'll tell you her entire name in 1 second. Stacy Lynn Cope. And she passed away on, did I write it down? She passed away on May 25th of 1998. And May 25th also happens to be JJ's birthday. So, yes, Stacy Lynn Cope. Yeah, she passed away on May 25th. What was I going to say? Oh, what did you guys think about Lori's bond reduction hearing and how that all went down? I was hoping they would go ahead and just do the extradition thing. And like I said earlier this week in my video, I don't see it as her being cooperative at all. I see her just chasing Chad. Yes, Missy Cat. Alex spent 90 days in jail for assaulting Joe Ryan with a taser. Yes, he did. And Cope is your maiden name? Uh-oh. You better get on Ancestry.com and figure out what you got going on there, Bipolar Princess. And you're up in that area, so you better really watch out. Excuse me. Yeah, I think it was pretty ballsy of her to walk in there and ask for that again. And I really, like I said in my video earlier this week, I really love the judge's reaction. She's like, this is what it means. This means it's firmly established. Like, that judge was awesome. I am curious to see what the judge is going to be like when we get back to Idaho. And I'm also curious to see if that judge is going to allow cameras. Because the judge can deny that, but I don't know if with the media hype if the judge will allow it or not. We'll just have to see. I did notice at the beginning of the bail reduction hearing, I did hear that NBC News wanted they wanted, what the hell's the word? Why can't I think? NBC wanted access to the courtroom, what happened in there, and so did A&E. So A&E is working on something, so that's pretty interesting. That would have been in 2007 in jail. Amber, that happened back in 2007. Trying to think here. Actually, he might have actually been jailed in 2008 because I believe it was towards the end of 2007. 2007, 2008. Look in that age range. Shit. Year range if you're looking up records of any sort. I can't think of a word today. Yes, like I said, I hope the judge in Idaho is as good as the judge we had in Hawaii. I'm also curious. I should have brought her a comb. I'm also curious to see if this judge will be lenient on her, because I'm sure the first thing she's going to do after her initial court appearance is ask for another reduction. And she's just going to continue that. And another thing we have to look forward to is Sean Bartholick, the divorce lawyer. So that will be interesting. Thanks, Amber. Now I'm wondering, because the court documents that were submitted for Wednesday's hearing included a bank statement of Chad's where he has $152,000 in the bank, which is great. But he's the only one with money right now. Lori absolutely has nothing. So I'm curious to see if Chad drops her, how is she going to pay for her defense team? And then if we get lucky enough that Chad gets picked up for something, he's going to have money for his own defense. So I'm curious to see how that is going to all fall into place, because if either one of them end up with a public defender, frankly, I'm going to laugh my ass off. Like, that would just be fabulous, in my opinion. Excuse me. Yeah, I'm glad that we could have done this last Friday. She could have just said, fine, I'm going. We could have done this last Friday and she would have already been back in Idaho. But she's not cooperating, in my opinion. She's following Chad. She needs access to Chad. So I don't know. Some purple. Yeah, her hair looked rough and it was yellow and it was funky. I don't know. She looked rough and she's just going to look worse every time we see her. And too bad. I'm curious to see because, okay, so what was laid out in Lori's probable cause affidavit did lay out things that Chad could easily be charged with. We'll likely see some of those things repeated if he is charged. What's going on with Tammy's autopsy stuff, when all of that is released, that will be extremely interesting. Will it provide information that would lead us to him being charged? Let's hope so, because his hands are dirty in all of this, and there's no reason he should still be out walking free either, in my opinion. I think he should be behind bars. I think he should be treated for some mental illness and bring that dude back down to this earth, the only planet they've ever lived on, and get some stories straight here. Now, I have seen on some of their supporters' chat rooms and different things, I have seen where people are now thinking they'll get money together and help them, which is terrifying, because the fact that they even have supporters is mind-blowing. So we'll just have to see how that plays. Now, see, Missy Cat, they did that at the beginning, like January 2nd, I believe it was, which is just, let's see, Tammy was exhumed on December 11th. So we had just a 3-week window, in my opinion, for them to, in order to have enough probable cause to have a judge sign for that search warrant, there had to have been something that was initially found with Tammy that lit that fire. And they took out all sorts of electronics, which hopefully provide a lot of information, because there is indication that for a long time, Lori and Chad and other people had a lot of, text messages and emails. So I imagine once they do all the forensics on that hopefully that will provide a ton of information. I'm sorry. I'm refusing to get this cold that's trying to come my way. I'm refusing. So I've been I've read most of Chad's blog that he's had for years. I have been listening to on Audible some of Chad's books. I have to do it in small doses because it's a lot to take in. And the fact that that his books are like what people look to as a way of life blow my mind. Had they just stayed fictional stories as they were intended, that would have been fabulous. But so soon I will have all that information together and I'll put up a video about his books, but it is definitely interesting. D. Westcott, that's a good point. And I thought about that. There would definitely be something coming for the kids. Now, from Joe, things would go to Tylee and Colby. And then from Charles, that would go to JJ. So I'm wondering if the Venmo payments that were going to Colby were part of that, where Lori actually got the money and then split it between the kids. I'm wondering. That's just speculation, but it's possible. Paula Harris, I think they're going to get him. I think that once he gets to Idaho, he's going to get comfortable and do something stupid. But wouldn't that be the shit if he didn't go to Idaho? Oh my gosh. That would be something. Let's check Twitter and see if anything's popping up about what could be going on with him. Because by now, people have to know where he's at. Let's see. Give me 1 second and let's see what we can find. Anything good? Whew. Nope. There's that. Nope, nothing has popped up other than what we looked at earlier today about his travel arrangements. Yeah, her Ziploc bag had quite a bit of cash in it. And I understand that when you go to the beach, you can put your money in a Ziploc bag so it stays dry and everything's good. But that didn't look like beach money to me. They could have made it rain with what they had going on there. So, which apparently they've been making it rain in Hawaii since December 1st. And if Chad, according to court documents, Chad got $430,000 from Tammy's death. So imagine that he got that around the first part of November, which would coincide perfectly with the wedding. And then the court documents that were released on Wednesday said that his bank account had $152,000 in it. So speculation, if they blew through $300,000 in 3 months, holy shit. Like, there's nothing else to say about that. I hope that some of that money went to his 5 kids, but we really don't know. But to think if they blew through all of that money, could you imagine? Maybe it's on the plane. I don't know. They were talking about they're just going to put Lori on a regular commercial plane. So it could be. From what I understand, Tammy was aware of Chad's gifts. aware of Chad's teachings, and she was fully supportive of that. Now, did she have an understanding of did she have an understanding of Chad's, long-term plan to eliminate her in a sense and move on with his life? I doubt it. Paula, that's a great question. Why pack everything up in the moving van? That is interesting because in Idaho, they literally locked the door and left everything they had. There's nothing left there for them. And like I said earlier, two of Chad's kids and their families live in the home that he shared with Tammy Daybell now. So I'm wondering, is it an open door for him to walk in there? Because if I were Chad's kids, I mean, I understand that they support him and they very much do. But I wouldn't want the media and all that camped outside the house with my wife and children around. Absolutely not. So we'll just have to see what he does. Their podcast was called Time to Warrior Up. And it has been taken down pretty much everywhere. And anybody that plays it gets a copyright strike and a cease and desist order from Preparing the People. And if anybody remembers, there was a lot of talk about the original Dateline episode and the Dateline episode that was put on their website. There's two different versions. And I watched both simultaneously. And what they had to take out of the original one was the podcast, was a portion of the podcast that they played of Lori talking. So Preparing the People who hosted that are really not playing around. They don't want to play it anywhere because they don't want to be insinuated in anything that's going on. I have downloaded the few pieces of the podcast that pop up. As soon as I see them, I make sure I save them. Like I said, if you could see everything that I have saved, it's insane. I do need to sit down here one day and organize it. I put everything so far in a PowerPoint, and there's like 200 slides, and it needs to grow because I need to move a lot of stuff into that. Hey, Mariah, I'm glad you're here. Yeah, Missy Cat, I heard that he was at, people saw him at the thrift shop, and that if that's where he took things, great, more power to him. Now, see, I don't know, Mariah, I don't know that Tammy understood there was an affair going on. And of course, we'll never know that. But according to Kay Woodcock, Charles had told her that he had seen different things that Lori had sent to Chad that he found inappropriate. So it's hard to say. Here, let me find, give me a second. I do have pictures. Oh, you know what? I actually have links. Hold on 1 second. Let's find it. No. We can look at. Let's pull this. All right, let me share the screen with you guys, and you can see what the description of the podcast was, and it names Lori, but there is no audio to be played. Make sure you guys can see that. Okay. All right, so the description of this is Jason Moe, the very popular thewarchapters.com, has been speaking to youth and their parents from all over the U.S. about what it means to be a true modern-day warrior for good. Time to Warrior Up is a nationwide movement to become all that we were destined to become in a shifting world that needs great leaders. Of course, what would warriors be without great women of faith and courage? That is why Melani Gibb and Lori Vallow had the idea to do this podcast featuring powerful women, mothers, youth, and mentors to encourage others along the pathway to a hopeful future. They will include many unique guests who inspire all of us to aspire to the higher within. Each of us were born with greatness. Now we have the house of implementing the creeds, tools, steps, and processes of the warrior ethos. We are marching towards victory together. And then it goes on to plug Jason's book. So here, I'll post this link because you can go in and you just keep clicking on, if you just keep clicking over on the right-hand side there, you can read the description of all the other podcasts. It's interesting. It is very interesting. I did Mariah. We talked about that. We talked about what Melani is alleging now and coming out with all these accusations about Brandon because she's saying he's a big fat liar, and she said he's part of organized crime. So yes, that is earlier in the video. So let's see. What else do we want to talk about? Did Melanie. We did Lori's court. We know that Chad left Kauai. Did anybody catch Dr. Phil? What do you guys think of Dr. Phil? I posted what I thought about it earlier, and I wasn't trying to be ugly, but it was, we didn't learn anything new in it. It wasn't like Dateline at all. So, but it was nice, in my opinion, to hear from Colby. And like I said earlier, if you didn't watch my video about it, I'm going to say it again. There has been a lot of people I've seen talk shit on Colby and claim, you know, they're spreading their theory as fact. They're claiming that Colby is protecting his mom and he's not doing anything to help in the investigation and all of these things. And that has pissed me off from the first time I heard it a couple months ago. And it's only grown. And people are spreading that as truth. And I really wish that shit would stop because Colby does not deserve that. Colby is also a victim in this. And Colby has now lost his mother. He doesn't know where his siblings are. He's got a mess going on. And I just cannot stand that. So I just wanted to say that again, because I do too, Mariah. I think that he did a really good job. I mean, on YouTube, of course, it's just you and your thoughts, but to be there with somebody else, you know, asking you questions and getting the information out, I think he did a really good job of telling his story. And if I see anybody picking apart his story and the way he sees it, I'm going to be so pissed off. His story is his story. And like I said in my video, all of us are just observers to their story. I've had contact with some of them, and it's their life. They are dealing with this every day. They are waking up every day knowing that these kids are missing. And we are too, but it's totally different. So allowing them to tell their story is fantastic, but judging their story pisses me off, especially for Colby. I just, yeah. And Annie Cushing, her story, she's on it. She talks about what life was like for her with Lori. And she's very consistent here. And I'm also going to give you guys her website if you don't have it yet. She has done, let me find it. I think it's this one. Yep. Make sure this is also in the description box down below. Let me make sure I copied it right. Yes. Her background is in analytics, and you could tell when you go to her website how like perfect it is. She's done a great job of collecting all of the documents and putting them in there. So you guys definitely bookmark that. But yeah, her story doesn't change, and neither does that of Larry and Kay. I even saw after Dateline where people were saying Larry and Kay had already been informed that their children were dead, and they were informed to fake it on Dateline. Are you kidding me? like people actually saying this stuff is just ridiculous, and I can't even believe it's a thing. But it's just pisses me off. When Larry looked into that camera, I was like cheering. I'm like, go Larry. It was amazing. That was the best part of the entire show. And I hope that it has some bearing on somebody within that circle of crazy. Mariah, there is video that was posted. We played it earlier where Chad was at an airport in Kauai, and it's not clear where he's going. Nothing has been posted about that yet, but all we can assume is that he's going to Idaho. Who knows? Who knows? Goodness gracious. My son started the washer. Isn't that sweet? So if you guys can hear that, I apologize. Oh my goodness. Phew. So what else do you guys think? What else do we want to chat about? We got a few minutes left before I'm going to have to hop off, but I'm glad everybody decided to come hang out tonight. It's absolutely awesome. Going forward, I want to, well, what I've been working on is, of course, Chad's writings. I want to do something on Zulema. We definitely need to talk about her. I've been making notes about her and getting information together. So in the next week, you can look for probably a video on Zulema. I'm also going to do the timeline update, and I'm going to do a timeline for the month of January. The detailed timeline that I did, the very long one, the 2, like I did my own Dateline special, basically. It was 2 hours long. That ended January 30th. So I'm going to do a detailed timeline for February because it was a pretty active month. And I'm also going to update in that timeline some of the things that we learned that are actually incorrect in the previous timelines that I did. So we'll have Zulema, the new timeline, and maybe the stuff about Chad's books and his writings. Chad's books and his writings have kind of been tossed to the side a little bit because of Lori's arrest, because there's a lot of information coming out due to that. So I'm not skipping that content. I'm just right now, the more importantly, the more pertinent thing right now is Lori being in jail and what's going on with that. Let's see. Hey, GK, how you doing? Oh, I know, Amber. It's pretty amazing. But he only does his laundry. I wish he'd do everybody's, but at least I don't have to do it. Works for me, right? Mariah, heard nothing from Chad's kid. Still radio silence. Absolutely nothing coming from them, which is weird, but whatever. Yes, Paula, she'll have to prove that. But see, on the flip side to that, though, to be fair, Brandon also has to prove that Ian made those statements about Melanie admitting to conspiring with Alex to have Brandon killed. And then Ian made statements about how Melanie felt about children. So Brandon will have to have proof for that too. So this is just going to be a big ass mess, in my opinion. Their custody battle is going to go on forever. And they actually go back to court on my birthday, which is March 26th. So that will be interesting. So there's information out there that say that Ian and Melanie have moved back to Arizona for this custody battle, but I've not seen that confirmed. That's just kind of word on the street. So by doing that, Ian is away from his own children, which is bizarre, but whatever. Yay, we have the same birthday. That's exciting. We'll have to party it up. Yeah, I watched the thing about the Idaho jail. I believe it's on East Idaho News. Here, let me I'll find you guys the link. But I believe it's on their YouTube channel. Let me get you guys the link to that. But they talked all about what goes on in the Idaho jail and, just how fancy it's going to be. Let's see. Oh, no. Give me 1 second. East Idaho News. Let's go. Here we go. No. I think it's this one. If it's not this one, check East Idaho News YouTube page, but I think it's this one. It's all these people abandon your kids. You're absolutely right, Mariah. It seems, like I said earlier in one video earlier this week, that it appears to me that I hate to use the term cult, but the more I'm finding out, I'm really leaning in that direction. It is what it is. But it seems to me all they need is money, and it is not a kid-friendly environment. That's what I'm getting. Everybody seems to not give two shits about their kids once they're involved with these people, and that is scary. So hopefully soon we'll find out something about JJ and Tylee. I know for me, I think of them all the time, and I want some information about them so badly. OD, Lori will definitely have to pay some restitution. Absolutely. When she gets to court finally, and if there's actually a trial or however this is going to go down, I believe there's restitution in her future. So any of that money that her supporters gain and say throw into her, canteen fund, that's out. Like she's going to be screwed for a hot minute. I have no idea where JJ could be, and that's scary. It's very scary. And the thought that Tylee would have been left in Yellowstone, that when I first read that was actually the first time that I had to admit to myself that they might not be with us anymore. Because I've been really trying to avoid that thought, because I've been invested in this case since December. So I'm looking at these kids as if they're like a relative of mine, in a sense. I'm so invested. And I've wanted to believe all this time that they are just alive and well somewhere, being with somebody, because Lori's batshit crazy and she thinks they're safer somewhere else. But then when I read about Yellowstone, that was the first time I had to admit to myself, holy shit, she might have really done something crazy to her kids. So I hope that's not true. And I hope that there's some information that comes out that maybe, just maybe, we can get them home safely. Yeah, Paula, you're right. Absolutely right. I don't know. It's very rough. I do have one thing to say. They keep talking about the medicine that was left at the townhouse when they searched it when Lori and Chad fled. Now that bottle was dated in January. Now, if we remember in Charles' divorce filing, he said that that Lori came to the house while he was gone, took all kinds of things, including JJ's medicine, which would have been in the month of January. I do not see that Charles would have not had JJ's prescription filled from January through at least July, when Charles was still with us. So I am leaning towards the idea that the medicine they found there would have been what she took way back in January. So that's just my 2 cents on that. I agree, Tracy. Somebody needs to talk. We are going on almost 3 months of this crap of looking for these children. Somebody needs to say something. And if she wanted this to stop, she would provide them. But the fact that she's not really insinuates that there's really something nefarious going on here. So it's really rough. Now, Chad could get the money to bond her out, but we'll have to see what the judge says once we get back to Idaho. Let's see. D, I have not really dug into her parents. Yes, they are both still alive. They do have a criminal history, from what I understand. I really not dug into Lori's side of the family at all, other than Alex. I find it interesting that their radio's silent too. They don't have anything to say. Which they lost their son. You would think they would have something to say about it, but I guess not. I don't know. Yeah. And I see, Tracy, that's where I'm confused. I mean, it wasn't filled in Idaho. This is what I've seen confirmed. But I can't imagine that Charles would have not had his medicine filled in that time. I just can't imagine that. Let's see. JJ was on a cocktail of medicine treating his autism symptoms, and he also had a lot of trouble sleeping at night. So there were, well, the one that they found in the townhouse in Idaho was actually a tranquilizer. So between the medicine and actually Bailey, that is what helped JJ to sleep through the night. Missy Cat, I will tell you more when I have some confirmed information. I'm not one to spread rumors and gossip. I just know that that has in fact been confirmed that there is a criminal history there, and I just don't know much about it right now. But I will definitely talk about it when I get it all together. God bless America. I wish I would go away. But her other sister was actually in court yesterday with Melani. So we'll have to see if she gets, I'm curious to see who's going to support Lori in court. Who is actually going to show up for that? Is Melanie going to show up? Is her sister going to show up? Are her parents going to show up? Is Chad going to show up? Because Chad's absence the other day, he didn't have to be there with the movers. He could have came to court and supported her, but his absence to me speaks volumes. I don't know. Right, Sarah. There you go. Behavioral. That's the word. Her maiden name is Cope. C-O-P-E. I did read what the nanny had to say. Oh my goodness. All right, let's check Twitter again and see if anything interesting has popped off. Anybody got cool plans for the weekend? I don't. Last weekend we had my granddaughter's birthday party, and then this week we did a bunch of stuff for her birthday. So I've been busy with that. But nothing's really going on this weekend. So what's going on with you guys? Stacy was let's see. Here, we'll find out real quick. I thought I had it. Let me see. It might be in this document here. Sorry, I don't mean to be quiet. I'm trying to find. Shit, where is it? She was born in, excuse me, she was born in 1966, so she would have been around 32 years old when she passed away. I believe that there is a, let me see, like a Brady Bunch type thing going on with that family. I'm not really sure how it all breaks down, but I am going to work it out. Oh, that'll be fun. Show goats. Our neighbor had a goat for a while, but they didn't want to get 2 goats, and they seemed to do better with friends, so he got rid of it. Yes, Melanie was around 10 when her mom passed away. Is Lori a Cox or a Cope? I don't know. I thought she was a Cope. Like I said, I've not gone a deep dive into their family history. She was a Cox. I'm sorry. Her maiden name is Cox. Let me write that down. I thought she was part of the cope, so my bad. Lorraine. Huh. That's interesting. All right, sorry. What did I miss? Okay, I'm gonna check chat. Let's see. All right. Yep. Yeah, we've got nothing going on this weekend, and I, for one, am excited about it. I need to follow my son's lead and do a shit ton of laundry, though. Let's see. Did not need them when he had his dog, but needed it once against dog. Maybe. From what I understand, they only checked Idaho records. I'm not sure. I don't recall, and I could be wrong. I don't recall them verifying that it was never filled in Arizona. I'm not sure. Hey, Jen, how are we doing today? Who knows? I can't believe nothing is popping off about Chad being at that airport besides just a video of him walking around. I really wish we could find some more information on that. Let's see. Let me crank up the old Google machine here and see what we can find. At the airport. Nope. The only thing I'm seeing is the Inside Edition stuff we watched earlier. That is the only thing I'm seeing. So you guys have anything else that we want to talk about before we call it a night here? I would think so. I would think East Idaho News would be camped out. I think we're going to see a lot more media coverage. Thank God. Since I started covering this a couple months ago, that's all I've been asking for is more media coverage. I felt like for so long this case flew under the radar and not a lot of people know about it. And I'm so glad that it's finally getting attention and people are learning how crazy this actually is. From what I understand at the jailhouse, they're setting up extra precautions because of the because of the high profile case. So I'm not sure. They're preparing for the Queen's arrival, I guess. I mean, by God, they've got a God coming into the jail. It needs to be top notch. Tracy, once she gets to Idaho, she will have to make an appearance in court. We'll have to see how that goes, and then we'll see what they schedule from there. Right, Sarah. And the bottle that they found was from it was dated January. And that's why I think the bottle that they found is actually the medicine that Lori stole when she took off in January of 2019, when she took JJ's iPad stuff for the dog, when she just went crazy. Oh, excuse me 1 second, guys. My husband and son are making a run for the border. Anybody want something from Taco Bell? Oddly enough, Taco Bell is like my comfort food, as weird as that sounds. I absolutely love Taco Bell. What do I want? Mariah, we'll have to see how the judge handles this case once we get back to Idaho. Once that judge will set the precedence of how this case will unfold. It's hard to say. It is hard to say. A chalupa. They got rid of the enchilito. That thing is damn good. I love those. My stomach, however, does not like those, but I love a good enchilito. I can't believe they're gone again. I think I'll go with the chicken quesadilla with some sour cream. Let's see. Do we want nachos? I think we want nachos today. Extra. Hold on, guys. Sorry. He could have just walked down the stairs. But no, let's text Mom. Sorry. Oh my goodness. Okay. Back to business here. Sorry. I didn't mean to be rude there, but. All right. Lisa B, I find it amazing that you're having success with CBD. I would really like to learn more about CBD and its effects with anxiety and things like that. I've heard really good things. Oh, I never get extra sauce in the quesadilla. I always just get sides of sour cream. Yes, get nachos. I got nachos, Awen. Don't worry. I got them. I wasn't even hungry until he came down here and he's like, "Are you hungry?" And I was like, "Yeah, I guess so." And then I was like, "Damn, I'm starving." Like it hit me. So we'll have to see. Oh yeah, they're still in the house. They're upstairs. They haven't left yet. They're insane. Let's see. Now, the fact that Zulema was there supporting Melani, I find extremely interesting. That will be, I just cannot wait till Lori appears in court in Idaho, and I want to see who is there to support her. Because if none of these wackadoos show up to support Lori, I might just laugh a little. And I know that sounds terrible, but I'm pretty sure that's probably what I'll do. That's horrible. Okay. Paula, are you talking about how Lori's lawyer said that they just wanted to take her kids away? Let me find it. Oh, hey. Damn, that was quick. Okay. All right, I have it. Let me pull it up. Because her lawyer did say that all they want to do is take her children away. Well, damn right, dumbass. What do you think? That was just the most ridiculous thing you could have said. Oh, me too, Mariah. Me too. I hope she is on her own. I think separation from all of this craziness will be the best thing for her. Really, Lisa, that's interesting. It's on my to-do list that I would like to learn more about that. See, Charlene, I'm not sure. I could go either way on it, but I kind of hope he does. Okay, so the court order that that Lori's lawyer is saying is just going to take her kids away reads as follows. The above captioned children shall be placed in shelter care in the custody of the Idaho Department of Health and Welfare if and when they are located, and the shelter care shall be held within 48 hours after placement. The Idaho Department of Health and Welfare shall conduct an investigation into the health, safety, and welfare of the minor children and provide the resulting report to the court within 15 days. Lori Vallow should produce her children within 5 days, which we know she did not do. And then, second page, upon the children being placed in shelter care, the court will appoint a guardian ad litem for the children, an attorney for the guardian ad litem, an attorney for the children pursuant to law. So the lawyer's saying, the lawyer's big thing was, oh my gosh, they just want to take her children away. Why the hell is she fighting that? She's not even with the children. That makes no sense to me. No sense to me. I don't think Chad's worried about his life because I believe Chad is the leader of the pack here. I think Chad is the one who is calling all the shots. I think Chad is the one that everybody looks up to. He is just, salt of the earth. I don't know. I don't understand how Tammy could pass away and then within 2 weeks, Chad is remarried. Now, coming up in next month in March would have been their 30th wedding anniversary. My husband and I have been kicking it since 1996. I couldn't imagine him passing away tonight and then by St. Patrick's Day I'm remarried again. No, that's not how life works. It's like I couldn't even wrap my head around that. I just couldn't. I just couldn't. I just couldn't. It's clearly those two have some sort of, I guess what they would call like a spiritual connection that drove them together. I'm sure that's going to be, that'll be shown in the Lifetime movie that's going to come out about all this crazy shit. But they conspired something. That all of these things do not happen by accidents. Now, I believe in coincidence in certain things to a certain extent, but get serious here. There's no way in hell all these things are coincidence and they just happen to fall into place. Bullshit. I just call bullshit. Sorry. I just can't stand it. That's how I feel, Sarah. I feel like once you get acquainted with this group, they just let you know, hey, you've got gifts now just because you talk to us. That's insane. And them not requesting an autopsy, I don't know. I feel like Chad probably used his connections in town to kind of just shove that under the rug. Because I would almost bet that all the first responders that showed up at his house, he probably knew some of them. Everybody, it seems from what I understand, everybody up there kind of knew who he was. Him and Tammy were actually active in the community. So I just feel like he used some sort of influence to make sure that didn't happen. Oh my gosh. Lisa, you'd have to come on and discuss it. I would ask you questions because I don't know a lot about it. I really don't. Right, Tracy. I would demand an autopsy. I'd be like, how the hell did this happen? And she's 49? I mean, I'll be 43 next month. So if I'm going to kick off in 6 years from natural causes, I'd really like to know what's going on with my body. It's just insane. Just insane. Well, they did that interview with the one lady from the medical examiner's office, and she was talking about what regular procedure would normally be and how it was not followed in the case of Tammy Daybell. So that's interesting. Now, Charlene bringing up that insurance thing, I'm wondering what the insurance company is going to do to Chad. Because now, if this continues to be ruled a suspicious death and he's actually charged with something, he's going to have to pay that money back too. And they've been making it rain in Hawaii for 3 months. So that money's pretty much gone. We can guesstimate that at least $300,000 of that money is gone. Now, did he give any to his kids? We don't know, but that's a lot of money to have to fork out. That is a lot of money. Exactly. It is very odd that they wouldn't have an autopsy. I can't wrap my head around that. But at least they're doing it now. And it just sucks that because she was embalmed and all the fluids were drained, they have to test tissue and that takes longer. And they also don't even know what they're looking for, which also takes longer. So somebody did speculate. I think it was last week in the live, they speculated, wouldn't it be interesting to find that whatever killed Tammy also killed Alex? That would be interesting. That would be very interesting. Because then I start to speculate, if something nefarious did happen to Alex, what's going to happen to Zulema? that's going to be good. That will be interesting to me. Oh my goodness. Okay. Oh my God. Perfect. So we have anything else that we want to talk about tonight? I think from here on out, we're going to do lives every Friday night at 8 p.m. Central. I feel like during the week, I do have my grandkids a lot, especially my grandson, Aiden. I take him to and from school, so I'm kind of like his Uber. But he spends the night here quite a bit throughout the week. So evenings doing a live. Friday nights, usually I'm grandchild free. So this works out best for me. And I think 8 p.m. Central works out for all the other time zones. Now, if this time begins to become a problem for people, definitely we can manipulate time a little bit. But for now, we're going to do lives every Friday at 8 p.m. Central. So mark your calendar. I would love to have all of you guys here. Because it works out well because we can discuss everything that's gone on throughout the week. We can do a little speculating, just talk about stuff in general, because clearly there's a lot to unpack with this case. So I hope that would be, yep, I am Mama. Here, I'll show you guys a video. Let me just brag. I posted a video a while back of Aiden and I on my channel. He said he wanted to be in a video. So let me find it and I'll show you my grandson. He's nuts. Where is it? There it is. Okay, hold on. Give me 1 second. He is my best friend in the whole wide world. That is for sure. Let me get back to you guys. That would be helpful, huh? Uh-oh. There it is. Okay. Phew. Share screen. That's a good look, huh? Ooh, look at that. All right, let's see.
For many of you, it's no secret that I am extremely random. I do what I can when I can. And there is mainly one big reason for that. And I'm going to introduce you to that reason today. So, hi, everybody.
Hi, everybody. Hi,
What's your name?
Aiden.
How do you spell that?
A-I-D-E-N.
Very good. And how old are you?
Oh my God.
4.
Okay, what's my name?
Mama, right?
I'm Mama Rainey. My name is not the name. Her name is Mama Rainey. And how old am I?
I know.
You do know how old am I? I'm 4, just like you.
No, 5.
I'm 5. I'm 5. Oh. Awesome. And where do I live?
At your house.
I live in my house. And where do you live?
At my house.
At your house? Who lives at your house with you?
Grand's.
Oh, Gramps lives at your house or my house?
Your house.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Grand's lives in my house, and my dog lives in my house, and my family lives in my house.
And your family lives at your house? Who's in your family?
Kennedy.
Kennedy. Who's Kennedy? Is that your brother or sister?
Mister.
Your mister? Got it. How old is Kennedy? Sorry, do you know?
That's funny. Yeah, so that's Aiden. He is my best friend. We have been tight since he was a baby. We have just hit it off, and he'll tell you I'm his best friend. I absolutely like, we are just BFFs. It's just the way it is. So, but yeah, that's on my channel. And Girl Scout cookies. Last weekend, after Kennedy's birthday party, we had to run to Walgreens, and there were Girl Scouts. We dropped some money on them. I've eaten 3 boxes of Samoas just this week because once you open that box, it's gone. You can't just eat one. It's like a Pringle. You can't just eat one. My other favorite is Thin Mints, and I love to put them in the freezer. Like, that is the best thing ever. So, yes, Girl Scout cookies are the way to go, for sure. I'm glad they don't sell them year-round because that would really be bad news. Really bad news. Yep, GK, I ate them all. We still have some more upstairs, but I am doing my best to, not have to go buy more. So all of our friends, like my youngest son is now 15. So all of our friends, all of our kids are older. So all the girls that used to be Girl Scouts have kind of outgrown that stage in life. So I was not getting inundated like I used to be like, you want to buy some. And they knew that I would support all of these kids. So, if you bought 5 boxes from so-and-so's kid, you got to do it with everybody's kid. But we don't have that anymore. So seeing them at Walgreens, I caved. I couldn't do it. Oh, man. Teresa, I love Thin Mints. Actually, my daughter-in-law sent me a picture last week of my granddaughter got hold of a Thin Mint at preschool and was hiding behind a chair eating her Thin Mint. It was just, she had nothing on her hands. All she did was have a Thin Mint all over her face. And the look on her face was like, why are you mad? Like, I don't understand the problem here. So it was just funny. Yeah, you have to support the Girl Scouts. Both of my boys were Boy Scouts. And of course, we did all the fundraisers and all the things. So I just feel like because people help them, like you have to do it, I don't know. I don't mind helping the kids out. Yeah. Oh my goodness. But yeah, if you want to see the whole video of me and Aiden, it's on my channel. We posted it a couple months ago. He keeps telling me, he's like, Mama, I want to be in your video. And then when he's here, I'm like, you want to go be in my video? I'll put him at the end or whatever. No, I'm watching Monster Jam. I'm like, okay, Monster Jam wins. I'm out. Well, guys, I think we are going to wrap it up. Kind of covered everything. And I got to brag about my grandkids, who are my favorite people in the world. So you guys can definitely expect the February timeline and some stuff probably about Zulema coming out very soon. And I'm still going to work on Chad, but with Lori's arrest, like I said, that kind of preempts that. And Chad's writings are a lot to deal with. I will give you guys, before we go, I will give you guys a link to his blog post when he talked about how he got the vision to go to Rexburg. I'll leave you guys with that link. You guys can read that. Let's see, which one is it? I think it's this one. Yes, his blog is extremely interesting. Here, I'll show you real quick, and then we'll. Sarah Adrian, that is a very good question. I would like to know where all that money went to, because if that, maybe he did give some to his kids. All right, so I'm posting the link in chat right now. This is the this would be his post about his vision to go to Rexburg. His content, the blog itself is very interesting. Her hair looks like ramen noodles. That's right. Oh my gosh. But yeah, if you guys want to read through this will give you some insight into how deep he is into some of his beliefs. And this was posted 4.5 years ago. So he's really escalated things since then. All right. So I appreciate all you guys joining. For everybody that was here tonight and anybody watching in the future, if you haven't already, I would definitely ask that you guys hit subscribe. I would really appreciate it. Please give a big fat thumbs up if you like this video. Leave a comment down below. We can continue the conversation. You guys have a great weekend, and I will see you guys very soon. Bye, guys.